This summer season is bringing the heat. Literally. I mean, it's really hot these days, no joke. But what is more important than the current heat is the fire anime that are dropping this season, perhaps? We have a lot of series returning and new ones as well. This is gonna be one of those long videos, so you better get comfortable, guys, cause it's time for this season's tour of the upcoming summer anime of 2024. Yes! Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and press on that bell icon to keep yourself notified of all our latest new videos. And here we go. Starting off strong, we have Oshi No Ko. Returning for its long-awaited second season, after all the fan base had gathered in mere days just because of how good its pilot episode was, no wonder that the anime is getting a second season already. We have so few to go by when it comes to the actual plot of this season, but we can cross our fingers and hope that they will stay true to the original material, aka the manga. And just as how faithful to it they were in season 1. Things are getting heated, however, especially with Aqua getting closer than ever to finding out who his real father is, and the truth behind his mother's tragic, untimely death. This anime has us on an emotional roller coaster throughout its episodes, laughing and then a minute later crying our eyes out. This season won't be any different, and I can't wait. And wait a minute, are they for real? Up next we have Fairy Tail? 100 Years Quest is out? Bro, yes! This is exactly what the summer needed. Its favorite fire-eating, flame-throwing dragon, Natsu. You guys really thought that just because they ended Acknowledgia's and Seraph's threats that the show is done? The Fairy Tail Guild is back stronger than ever, with all its beloved characters taking up one of the most impossible missions to ever be issued. The 100 Years Quest. This quest is so damn hard that no one was ever able to complete it, or even come close to doing so. Guilds, mercenaries, they all had their shot and either faced failure or paid the— Oh, and speaking of waiting, we have finally waited long enough for this one to come back, and it's finally here. Say hello to Tower of God Season 2. And we all know what the return of this amazing show means, right? It means that it's time for revenge. From a certain someone— Rachel, bitch. Ban is gonna have to pull himself up from the pit of sorrow and betrayal and just go back up all the way to the upper level of the tower to gain back what he is due. This anime introduced a lot of new concepts that we weren't familiar with, along with some of the coolest looking art style and fights in anime, and this season I am sure is gonna be just as epic as the first one, if not better. For now, however, all we can do is just wait and anticipate the release of the anime. Now, this is another one I am looking forward to just due to the sheer laughter it's gonna bring me. Alya sometimes hides her feelings in Russian. Now, this anime seems just like any other shoujo anime right off the bat, and you aren't wrong to assume that. However, the twist this anime takes on is something yet to be seen in any other show of the same genre, and is kind of funny when you think about it. Hilarious even. The hottest girl in school has silver hair, blue eyes, elegant, smart, and refined. She is the girl that every single boy in the school has a crush on. However, she cares only for one guy, her benchmate. And just like any tsundere, she never shows her true emotions except in Russian. The twist here though is that the main character, her benchmate, actually understands the language and just acts like he doesn't understand what she is saying to him for the sake of his amusement. I can already taste the awkwardness and funny scenarios this anime has up its sleeve, and that is yet another anime worth keeping on our radar. And on another returnee for today is our Last Crusade, or The Rise of a New World Season 2. Isuka and Alice are back at it after long 4 years of being absent. Season 1 was actually pretty cool and I liked it. I enjoyed the fights, loved the plot, as well as the characters, and I definitely wanted even more of the anime. And finally, after 4 long years, Season 2 is here. And yet another journey starts. The journey of Isuka and Alice trying to change the views of the two warring factions, the Empire and the Nebulous Sovereignty. Season 1 left a lot of unanswered questions that we need to know all about. And let's just hope Season 2 is going to offer us some answers or some clues to what really is being cooked when it comes to the show. I mean, it's just insane that this is an actual series that is coming up this season. I swear, the first time I saw this clip of the show, I thought it was just some fan-made project or something like that. Suicide Squad Isekai is an actual show coming up this season. Like bro, we aren't even halfway through this video and the season already looks like the best yet. I am confident that this anime will live up to its name and to its characters' uniqueness. These characters are pop culture icons now, and even a slight mishap with the characters can cause some serious outrage with the fans. And I am looking at you, Batman's death. Well, it's not like we recognize this as a game anyways. Let's just hope this series will live up to the hype and not falter and fall last minute crumbling into dust. And next up we have Days with My Stepsister.
What did he say?
Yeah. Remember when I said about the fact that nothing can ruin this season? Well, I may have spoken too soon. Nah, I'm kidding. I know some of you had already realized just how sus this title sounds, and I'm here to tell you. Y'all nasty. Go take a cold shower or something, cause this anime is nothing like what you guys are fantasizing even as I speak right now. Don't you dare deny it either. Animan knows. I know. These two have gone through some really hard divorces that caused them a lot of unhealed trauma. This anime is all about the trauma that they had accumulated over the years and how through their mutual respect, they learned that they are very similar in many ways that they didn't even expect in the first place. Could these feelings of admiration, however, evolve and grow into something more? Let's just pray to God that the stepsis doesn't get stuck in the washing machine.
Oh no, I'm stuck. Stepbrother, can you help me?
And another returner is the Cafe Terrace and its Goddesses Season 2. Now the first season was relaxing and it was like setting it to autopilot while you drive. The plot didn't matter here in the least, and even though the manga is known to have a great plot overall, the series adapted its first 30 chapters or so, and now Season 2 is here to continue the journey of giving us a reason to sit back, relax, and enjoy its comfort anime. Of course, this series was well known for its numerous fan service scenes, and you can already guess that the second season won't be any better. It'll be hella fun to watch and enjoy this season. It's just getting better and better. And if we know anything about Osamu Dazai, it is that he is the most suicidal author in Japan's history that wrote some of the greatest pieces of literature. And in this anime, they take the running gag of Dazai and suicide even further. No longer allowed in another world starts off with the presumed death of Dazai, Osamu, and his wife in a car accident. And per usual, upon arrival, a goddess welcomes you, grants you a power-up or some skills, and sends you off on a quest in this vast new world. Well, this might be the cup of tea of 99.9% of us. But for Dazai, this messed up piece of work, he was just like, nah, I'm good. I just want to go ahead and die. And he proceeds to devour a huge amount of pills in hoping of dying. Like, bro, are you for real? You are back to life in another world, and not even this reignites the flame of loving life in your cold stone heart? This is just insane. And this is why I'm so intrigued to watch the show. As for a new one here, we have Gichi Harem. This guy is just so desperate to become somewhat a big shot, to the point of his classmate and closest friend deciding to take it upon herself to raise his self-worth. Not by helping him through his issues or anything like that, nah, that's boring. She decided that the best approach is to act as if this nobody dude, had an actual harem of girls fawning all over him. Some truth, however, does slip through the smoke and mirrors sometimes, and this is because this girl actually does have feelings for the main character. I mean, sure, she can personify a million characters and act the part of flawlessly, but God forbid she be able to admit her feelings for the person she loves. And you bet your ass I'm watching it this season. And up next, we also have 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. Yet another thirst trap this season strikes again. In this anime, the main character is so immersed in manga in the 2D world he forgot what the 3D one used to feel like and decided one day that he dislikes real girls, the 3D world, and loves only 2D fictional ones. His favorite being a character called Liliette. I mean, just look how this character is dressed. No wonder he likes her that freaking much. She dresses like a His whole view about 3D real girls crumbled down the day he met Amano Ririsa and became her photographer. You know, this is sounding a little close to something else, if you know what I mean. But yeah, apparently she isn't just into manga and Liliette as much as him, she is into cosplay too. And almost instantly these two realize that they were meant for each other. And let's just say things are gonna get heated up in this series. And up next here we have Atri. My dear moments. Someone call Noah and tell him to get the ark ready because we are drowning here. After a sudden rise in sea levels, a lot of humanity got devastated and taken out by the sea, just like that. This main character has suffered a lot due to this incident, and as he returns back home only to find it entirely submerged into the sea, and annoyingly enough, he inherits the depths of his grandmother, along with her android he hid off deep inside her now underwater laboratory. Who is this girl modeled after? What is her purpose? And most importantly, how did the world even drown in the first place? These are all questions I need answers to, especially once this series drops. And up next we have Senpai Is Anono. And my day's ruined. This anime I bet caught or is going to catch many people off guard. Thankfully though, I am here, Mr. Animan, the sexy man himself, definitely an absolute weeb and thirst trap in person. Oh yes, I am here to give you the heads up in the most subtle possible way. It's a trap!
It's a trap! It's a trap!
Yep, you heard that right. This cute, blonde, perfect-looking girl is actually nothing more than a guy, a dude, a fraud, in a dress and a wig. This guy has had an affinity to dresses his whole entire life ever since being a little child. And finally as a teen, he is acting upon that affinity. And this anime is about the cross-dressing kid and the energetic girl that admits her feelings to him right off the bat. She was so true to her emotions that even after he revealed that he was a cross-dresser and expecting her to give him the look of shame or disgust, she doubled down on her stance, declaring that even though he rejected her, this time she will do all that is in her power to convince him otherwise, and change his view about her. And moving on to something a little more extraordinary, here it is, how to become ordinary. Well, with all these extraordinary shows coming this season, at least one had to take it upon himself to slow down the pace just a bit. Just enough for the watchers to sit back and relax and enjoy life a little. This anime is How to Become an Ordinary, starring two high school students that are trying to create a life for themselves. A normal one that is away from the previously chaotic and unordinary to say the least ones. And hey, I have a question for you guys real quick. If you end up being forgotten by everyone that ever knew you, does that mean that you don't exist anymore? Because that is kind of like the dilemma this main character is going through right now. And that main character is in Why Nobody Remembers My World. A brutal war between 5 races finally ended with the victory of humans led by the hero, Sid. This victory, however, was short-lived as Sid is erased from existence, and Kai, the main character, is the only one that remembers the old human world that was overwritten with a darker and more sinister version, where Sid doesn't exist, and it is actually the demons and dragons that won the war, and reigning supreme over Earth. The force of good always finds a way, and evil will always have a weakness, and this weakness is Kai, the one that was destined to gain all the powers of Sid along with his legendary blade. Now, the last thing you want to have happen when you are fighting for the demon lord that has one sole purpose in life, to eradicate humanity, is for him to figure out that you, his most trusted and most powerful mage, is a human yourself. The strongest magician in the Demon Lord's army was a human is exactly what it says it is. The strongest, most trusted, revered, feared, and most powerful mage in the Demon Lord's army is merely and actually a human, fighting for the demons against his own race and kin. What are his motives to do such a thing? No one knows. But what is even more important is the fact that he needs to keep a low profile and not divulge his secret to anyone whatsoever. Especially not to a demon. This could well be his last moment in life. And I have no issues with the concept of the series or the plot, however. I have one tiny issue, which is the CGI. If you have known me all these years, then you would realize how much I despise CGI anime. But even then, I did watch some of those shows and enjoyed them. Let's just hope that this series will be one of those shows that I enjoy despite the CGI. I mean, the trailer was like 70% fighting and destroying and casting spells, so let's just hope the anime is even a shade of its trailer. And talk about a gem in the rough. This goddess that is full of herself summons Mimori Toka's class to another world, awakens their powers, and assigns them as heroes for the world they are in now. All except for Mimori. This is his tale, and his journey in the anime Hazurewaku no Jotai Ijo Skill, de Saikyo ni natta ore ga subete wo jurin suru maid. Wow. I hope I pronounced that right. Mimori is granted an E-rank skill and deemed to be useless, and, not to mention the lowest of the low, who is sent to his death, thrown into a dungeon that no one ever came back alive from. Unbeknownst to the arrogant goddess that his skill, when used correctly, is actually one of the most broken skills ever. You see, he has the ability to land any abnormal status on his targets at 100% rate. This ability is broken, and this rate means no one is able to escape this skill, even the goddess herself. At least, she shouldn't be able to. And clawing his way out of this impossible dungeon and preparing for his revenge is going to be such a delight to watch. And I cannot wait. Now, the greatest Sekiro player doesn't exist. Wait a minute. Are you for real? You're telling me that this guy has the ability to parry every and any single attack thrown at him? Who the hell is this guy? It's what you should be asking. Well, this guy is the main character of I Parry Everything. And this is the story of Noir, an aspiring adventurer that knows only useless skills such as parry, for example. Or so he thought it to be useless. That is just insane to even think about. And he is already coming up with ways to use this skill in order to save the princess targeted for murder and defeating the beasts. Talk about Lady Luck smiling down on that guy. This anime is what isekai, fantasy, and gaming systems look like in real life. A nobody's way up to an exploration hero level is the adventure of a lifetime, and an adventure that takes this character on a roller coaster after gaining two powerful maidens that have amazing skills and powers. One ruling over thunder, and the other controlling fire. But enough about that. Let's talk about elves for a moment. Mythical and magical beings. They live longer than humans have pointy ears. But man, seriously, what is it with anime main characters this season falling in love with anyone and anything as long as it's not a normal girl? Like seriously, especially in My Wife Has No Emotion, the main character falls in love with a robot that he created to do the housework for. He jokes one too many times that she should marry him, and just like that, little baby messed up and he is screwed big time. Now the big idea of him marrying a robot is implanted in his brain. However, is it in hers? Could it ever be? And how will that even work between a human and a bot? Too many questions that need answers, and this series is going to provide them. However, until it does, we're gonna wait here patiently until it comes. And with that, our huge yet entertaining list of upcoming anime for the summer of 2024 is concluded. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I had fun making it for you, and if you would like to support the channel, I would really appreciate it if you guys would like and set us all to keep yourself notified of all our latest new videos. And as for now, I'll catch you later. See you in the next one.